Hidden on the dark, secluded underside of our planet lies its most alien and unforgiving realm, Antarctica, a vast frozen desert larger than Europe. This enigmatic continent sits atop over 90% of the Earth's total ice volume, cloaking a staggering landmass in layers of ancient, immovable frost. While the towering cliffs and coastal fringes teem with life, from seabirds and mosses to the deepest sea creatures, the continent's vast interior is a place where survival seems impossible. Here, only the hardiest forms of microbial life can persist in the brutal cold and perpetual night. Yet beneath this icy desert lie remarkable secrets, ancient fossils and geological relics that whisper of a forgotten era. An age when Antarctica was not cloaked in ice but blanketed in thriving forests, alive with prehistoric creatures. Though that world has long since vanished, sealed beneath kilometers of unyielding ice, the technological breakthroughs of the last century have enabled us to peel back Antarctica's frozen layers. In doing so, scientists have uncovered evidence of the continent's dramatic transformation, from a warm, temperate oasis of early life into the coldest, driest, and most isolated place on Earth. Situated at the South Pole, Antarctica is often cast in perpetual twilight. It is the only continent on Earth without a permanent human population, making it a true no-man's land. Unlike the Arctic, which is an ocean surrounded by land and home to many indigenous communities, Antarctica is a solid landmass surrounded entirely by the Southern Ocean. This makes it more remote and far less accessible. Though several nations have laid claim to wedge-shaped slices of Antarctic territory, these are mostly symbolic. No country exercises full sovereignty, and international agreements maintain Antarctica as a scientific preserve. The inhospitable conditions, particularly during the winter months, make permanent habitation nearly impossible. Temperatures plunge well below freezing, winds howl with relentless force, and daylight disappears for months at a time. Despite its harshness, Antarctica supports life, but only the kind that has adapted over millions of years. The majority of native organisms are extremophiles, hardy bacteria, fungi, mosses, and lichens capable of withstanding freezing temperatures, limited sunlight, and a constant absence of liquid water. These resilient organisms offer valuable insight into how life might survive on other planets, particularly Mars. In contrast, complex animal life is mostly confined to the coastal regions. Here, penguins waddle across icy shores, 3-meter-long leopard seals patrol the waters, and during the Antarctic spring, over 100 million birds arrive to nest. The surrounding ocean, in particular, bursts with biodiversity, a sharp contrast to the frozen desolation inland. The Southern Ocean encircles Antarctica and plays a critical role in shaping both its ecosystem and the planet's climate. This ocean is defined by a boundary where the warmer waters of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans meet the frigid Antarctic currents. The mixing of these water masses triggers a remarkable phenomenon called upwelling, where cold, nutrient-rich waters from the ocean depths rise to the surface. This upwelling fuels enormous phytoplankton blooms during the warmer months, laying the foundation for an intricate marine food web. From tiny shellfish to colossal squid, from fish to whales, including the massive blue whale, the largest animal to ever exist, all depend on this seasonal explosion of productivity. Moreover, the Southern Ocean acts as a powerful engine for the planet's climate regulation. The Antarctic Circumpolar Current, the strongest current on Earth, creates a global conveyor belt, circulating warm water across the planet's oceans. This powerful current also forms a swirling barrier around Antarctica, reinforcing its isolation by keeping its interior locked in a vortex of brutal cold. While temperatures in the Arctic can dip to -40°C, Antarctica often averages closer to -60°C. The coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth was taken here, -89.2°C, measured by the Soviet Vostok station in 1983. A satellite scan in 2010 detected an even more astonishing reading of -93.2°C. These extreme conditions ensure that most of the continent's water remains frozen solid, locking away the largest reservoir of freshwater on Earth. Antarctica's ice sheet is a frozen leviathan. It covers more than 98% of the continent's landmass and stands taller than many mountain ranges, averaging 2 kilometers in thickness and reaching nearly 5 kilometers in some regions. This sheet contains over 2/3 of the world's freshwater, enough to raise global sea levels by over 50 meters if it ever melted. Beneath this monumental blanket of ice lies a fractured landscape. Without the ice, Antarctica would appear as two tectonic halves. East Antarctica is a vast, elevated plain roughly the size of Australia, while West Antarctica is a geologically younger region made up of mountainous island chains and volcanic ridges. These features were forged by the same tectonic forces that sculpted the 7 continents. One of the most studied areas of Antarctica is the Antarctic Peninsula, a finger of land reaching towards South America. This region, along with surrounding islands, has one of the continent's mildest climates, where summer temperatures occasionally rise above freezing. This makes it a biodiversity hotspot and an ideal location for research outposts, such as the U.S. Palmer Station, the UK's Rothera Research Facility, and Argentina's Base Esperanza, where the first native-born Antarctic citizen, Emilio Palma, was born in 1978. What makes this area geologically significant is the resemblance of its mountain ranges to the southern Andes. Their similarities suggest they were once part of the same mountain chain, providing evidence that the Antarctic Peninsula was once physically connected to South America. Further proof of continental drift comes from the Ellsworth-Whittemore terrain, located nearby and home to Vinson Massif, Antarctica's tallest peak at 4,900 meters. This mountain range shows geological similarities with the Cape Fold Belt in South Africa, suggesting that parts of Antarctica, South America, and Africa were once unified. East Antarctica is far more elevated and ancient. Its vast plateau sits atop some of the oldest continental crust on Earth. Though it appears lifeless today, fossils found in exposed mountain ranges like Queen Maud Land tell a different story. Many of the rocks here are over 1 billion years old and resemble those found in Africa and India, more proof of an ancient supercontinent. The Transantarctic Mountains, one of Earth's longest mountain chains, stretch across the interior with peaks exceeding 4,500 meters. In 1991, at Mount Kirkpatrick, scientists uncovered a treasure trove, dinosaur bones preserved within the Hansen Formation, dating back to the Jurassic period. These fossils, from species found nowhere else, prove that dinosaurs once roamed this now icy expanse. But how could these animals survive in a land now locked in eternal winter? The answer lies in Antarctica's deep past. Hundreds of millions of years ago, Antarctica was part of Gondwana, a prehistoric supercontinent that joined together most of the modern southern hemisphere, including South America, Africa, India, Australia, and Antarctica. At its peak, Gondwana covered over 100 million square kilometers. In this warmer, wetter era, East Antarctica was nestled between Africa and Australia, while West Antarctica bordered South America. Thick forests of early trees, like the extinct Glossopteris, blanketed the land. Fossils of these fern-like plants have been discovered across Gondwana's former territories, further supporting the idea of continental drift. This lush, green Antarctica thrived with a variety of prehistoric flora and fauna. But around 180 million years ago, things began to change. Magma plumes beneath the Earth's crust destabilized Gondwana, causing the continents to drift apart. As Antarctica moved closer to the South Pole, it became increasingly isolated. By 50 million years ago, Antarctica had broken free from its neighbors. Its geographic isolation and plunging temperatures caused the once forested continent to gradually transform. Jungle gave way to tundra, and the diversity of life diminished. By 17 million years ago, glaciation had begun in earnest. Snow and ice accumulated in Antarctica's mountain valleys, eventually merging into the massive ice sheet that blankets the continent today. Beneath this colossal ice sheet lies an untapped archive of Earth's evolutionary history. It holds secrets about ancient ecosystems, climate change, and the movement of continents. If we could excavate even a fraction of the layers entombed beneath Antarctica's ice, we might unlock some of the greatest paleontological and geological discoveries of our time. Antarctica is more than just an icy wilderness. It is a silent guardian of Earth's history. From its role in regulating the planet's oceans to its hidden past as a lush, prehistoric land, this continent continues to challenge and inspire scientists, explorers, and dreamers alike.